Dr. Dee Telting, founder and CEO of Dallas Collective Skincare,
Well, I think it
already
started a
in
long
progress.
time ago. When I was a young girl, I saw my mother always doing a little sideline business to earn money, and I would go with her when she sold her makeup or her skincare or whatever. So I kind of got the bug for owning my own business and being an entrepreneur when I was young. And then, of course, fast forward, went to college, decided to become a speech pathologist because I love to talk and I love to help people. So it was a perfect match for me. When I discovered it, I went, wow, I can talk and help and get paid. But I always had a sideline business. I had bad skin when I was young, well into my 20s when I was in graduate school, and so I was always trying different skincare products and to try and rectify my skin. And so when I had the opportunity to start my own business, I naturally went into the beauty industry because of my connection with that. But I always felt like having my own business was a way I could control my destiny outside of a job and also offer myself some protection. If things didn't go well or if they had job cuts, I always had a little something to fall back on. So that's really what has driven me to have my own business.
So when you were in the beauty industry, there's a lot of different companies and organizations that are out there that help people with their skin. And so out of all of the choices that you had, what made you decide to create your own line of skincare when everybody else had already done it, done that basic research before?
Right. Well, I think the big reason was I was really tired of seeing my friends and family and myself buying products that didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
It was very frustrating. And with my history of having bad skin, you get so discouraged and disappointed because you spend all this money trying to find products that work. It's important to take care of your skin, but what happens is that most companies are driven by the bottom line instead of offering you what's best for your skin. And I had, over the years, really experienced a couple of good ingredients that help your skin. And so when I had the opportunity to create my own line, I really made a philosophical decision. I said to myself, it was kind of a selfish reason, actually, because I said, I am not going to go into my later years with products that might be dangerous on my skin or that I don't know what's in them or I don't know where they come from. And so I'm going to make my own because I want a product that is good for you, healthy for you, and actually works. I don't want to wait. I know. It's amazing. I wanted a product that really worked. And I decided I would sacrifice overhead and profit margin, all that, because I don't want to put something bad on my skin or something that's just smoke and mirrors, that's just fake. And so that's what led me to create my own skincare line with the driving philosophy that I'm going to put the key ingredients first instead of last. I'm not going to make my product out of just water and a bunch of chemicals. And I'm going to use active ingredients at a clinical strength. But most importantly, I'm going to stick with a lot of the plant-based ingredients, like aloe vera, like apple stem cells, green tea, etc. So,
wow. So those are things that you could actually ingest in your body and just be fine.
Exactly.
It doesn't sound like it's not like a word that's as long as the piece of paper that you're reading it from.
Exactly, and you can pronounce it.
Yes. So I think that's really cool. I know that there's a lot of attention being put on all of the chemicals that are in so many things that we ingest in our bodies, and we don't even know it. We think, well, this company has done a lot of research and they say that it's going to make my skin look great, but at what cost internally? So I really like the fact that you're taking a look at the whole person and not just that the outer appearance to take care of them. So your skincare line is called what? What's the name of your company, and when did you actually launch?
My skincare company is called Dallas Collection Skincare.
Dallas Collective or Collection?
Collection. Dallas
Gotcha.
Collection Skincare. And
Okay.
you can read all about it online. We're an e-commerce site that is www.dallascollectionskincare.com. We launched actually about 2 years ago. We started with the prototypes, and I started formulating, and we had a soft launch, and then we went into our formal launch this year. And the response has been tremendous. I named the skincare line Hydrant, but because there's a difference between chemicals and technology. And what I wanted to do was take the best of nature, combine it with technology that we have for taking the natural ingredients and getting them into the deeper layers of the skin, and then being very creative about that. So the skincare line really is about taking natural ingredients that are active, and we only use pharmaceutical-grade ingredients, and then really making sure they go where they need to go in the skin to rejuvenate, revitalize the skin, and really keep it healthy.
So, with a background in speech pathology, did you find people that were in the chemistry kind of industries to help you with the product development? I mean, that's really fascinating.
That's a good question. Well, being a speech pathologist, I have my doctorate in speech pathology, and so I have a little bit of a scientific mind anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But and as a speech path, I know the facial muscles very well. I'm a medical speech pathologist, and I really specialize in head and neck cancer rehab. So I've learned a lot over the 35 years that I've been a speech path. But where I really got my help was from a friend who, her and her husband were in the aloe vera manufacturing business for 40 years. And I met them, and we became really good friends. I learned everything I could about natural ingredients, particularly aloe vera. And from there, I gained a lot of my knowledge. When it came time to formulate, I called on my friends. I said, help, I need your expertise. And so we worked together to create this line. And one unique thing that we did with the skincare line is create an exercise mask for the skin that is like nothing else that you've ever experienced, that literally stimulates isometric contraction of your facial muscles. And I was all about that. Yeah.
That's amazing. You're so smart.
Oh, well, I don't know about that, but I know how to get smart out of other people.
Well, that's smart, too.
Yeah.
You know, when you're an entrepreneur and a small business owner, you got to leverage all of the relationships that you've built through the years. So I mean, it really is a great way to not only get a common a goal accomplished, but also have some fun. Because you're working with people that you like and can trust. So I think that's a really good point for our listeners. And if you've just joined us, we're talking to Dr. Dee Telting. She's the founder, CEO of Dallas Collective Skincare, and she's got a really unique background of being a doctor in speech pathology and also owning her own skincare line. So you mentioned that you are an e-commerce site. So does that mean that people can only buy your product online, or do you also have brick and mortar locations?
We have both.
Oh.
We started offering the product through e-commerce because I really did not want customers to have to jump through a lot of hoops to get to our product. I was very passionate about that. I wanted to make it easy for people to get a hold of the product, and I wanted to offer it at a reasonable price. So I really try and keep my overhead down. But we also have retail partners. So, for example, a salon or a spa or a doctor's office or a boutique who wants to carry Dallas Collection Skincare can partner with us, and we will actually let them private label the product or co-brand it with us and carry it in their place of business. They make a lot of profit. We come in and help train them, and then we also put them on our website so that customers know, hey, there's a retail partner in my city. And we just launched that program, and so we're very excited about it.
Wow, that's amazing. So you guys are able to be available basically internationally through the e-commerce site, and then locally on the streets of different locations in brick and mortar.
Anywhere.
So, I'm sorry?
Anywhere, actually, yeah, anywhere in the country. And then we also have an Amazon store. So we're available on Amazon.
Now, are you doing this full-time now, or are you still doing your speech pathology and the Dallas Collection Skincare?
Well, I laugh because I still see a few patients here and there
Sure.
because I get called all the time, oh, please, come and see this patient, blah, 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 blah. And, I can't ever say no. It's terrible. I've done it for 35 years, and I feel like I have a responsibility to help and share my knowledge that I have acquired. But I am 90% in my company, and I have a great team that helps me. So I envision in the next year I'll be doing this 100%.
Sure. Yeah, we only have so many hours in a day, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And as helpers, we always want to help. I understand not being able to say no, when somebody calls you and they just sound so desperate. Oh, please help me.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, okay. Just for you.
I'll do it.
Well, for those folks that are thinking about starting their own business, especially thinking about possibly the e-commerce way of launching, what kind of advice would you have for our listeners today, Dr. Dee?
Oh, boy. It sounds very simple to do an e-commerce site because it's become relatively easy to set up a website and a shopping cart, etc. My biggest advice for e-commerce is that you try, instead of piecemealing it together, you try and hire someone who actually has full experience in not just building the site, but helping you market it. Because so many people start an e-commerce site and then it just sits there. And you think that people are going to just come to your site, but they don't. It's all about but don't, I don't care how great your product is. And I was reading a statistic that in a newsletter that I get that said 80% of e-commerce sites fail within the first 3 years. And that's because they're not marketing their e-commerce site and leveraging social media, email campaigns, radio interviews, that sort of thing. So my advice is to get someone who knows how to do that. I personally, I hired a PR firm that specializes in that, Real News PR, and it has been amazing. But you really, that's the way to do it.
Well, it really does sound easy at the beginning, but you get into the details, and as we all know, that's where the devil lies. So we always have to be very aware of, making a business plan and making sure that we, have some accountability, because it doesn't just, people don't just show up. You got to make sure that people can hear you above all the other noise that's out there, because everybody's, hawking their products and telling you how great stuff is. So in the last couple of minutes that we have, Dr. Dee, what advice would you give to to our listeners just about skincare products in general? What do they need to be looking for to know that it's actually going to be effective for them?
Read the ingredients.
Okay.
We read the ingredients on our food labels, but we forget to do that with things that we put on our body. And so if I could get everyone to do one thing, that is read the ingredient label. And be careful, because a lot of companies don't put the ingredients on the product. They put it on the box, expecting that you're going to throw the box away, and then you don't know what you're putting on your body and your skin.
Oh.
The second thing, so be careful about that. The second thing is look at what the first 5 ingredients are. The first 5 or 10 ingredients of a product, that's what the product is about. So if your active ingredient that they're marketing to you is at the end of the list, you are not buying that product for that ingredient. You're just buying junk, filler. If water is one of the first ingredients or the first ingredient, that's what you're buying. So my advice is make sure you read the ingredients, and then do some research on, are these active ingredients? And then the third thing is actually you should get results. You don't need to wait 8, 10, 12 weeks to get results. You should see results in a few weeks with whatever skincare you're using.
So we should be really paying a lot more attention to what we're putting on our skin, especially as it's getting a little colder now here. You're based in Dallas, right? Yeah, of course, since it's called Dallas Collection Skincare, duh. And
That's
we just got that cold front that came in. So I would imagine that you have some skincare guidelines as far as going from fall to winter and all the different seasons too.
Yes, definitely. In fact, we have a polar vortex campaign going on right now, because as soon as the temperature drops, your skin dehydrates. So it's very important that you rehydrate your skin. The first ingredient in our skincare is organic aloe vera, because aloe vera is exceptionally hydrating for the skin, and we all know that. But you want to take care that you don't over-cleanse your skin. Use a gentle cleanser, and then absolutely put on moisturizer. Men, women, children, put on some kind of moisturizer. And also, you want to protect yourself against the sun, UV rays, even in the winter. So now we don't put UV sunscreen in our product, because a lot of sunscreen is chemical-based. So we recommend getting a little bit of zinc oxide and just mixing it with our moisturizer and putting that on, and that will give you some sun protection. But we actually, so that's something very important during the winter. And drink lots of water.
Absolutely. Hydrate on the outside and then hydrate on the inside. Well, Dr. D, you've been so helpful today. Thank you so much for being on Cosmic Broadcasting and on Biz Talk. Folks, make sure that you visit the Dallas Collection Skincare e-commerce site at www.dallasskincare.com to get more information.
It's DallasCollectionSkincare.com.
DallasCollectionSkincare.com. And then what? Do you have a phone number that they could call you if they wanted to get a voice-to-voice conversation?
Yes. Our toll-free number is 888-255-3244.
888.
Go ahead.
888-255-3244.
Yes, and I also wanted to offer your listeners, we have a special going on right now. When they go to the website, if they'll put in the code Polar Vortex, all one word, Polar Vortex, as they check out, they will get a 40% discount off of our 6-piece set. We only have 200 sets that are at that price, but we want people to get everything they need to stop the polar vortex on their skin.
Awesome. And what's the name of the package again? The Polar Vortex is 40% off of?
Our skincare set. It's our non-surgical facelift kit.
Awesome. Well, Dr. D, thanks so much again for being on Cosmic Broadcasting.